This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Tuesday, March the 28th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. This is my one where I do have to end by 11:40 for sure. Got lots to talk about tonight, actually. I got a couple of important news items that I'll share at about the halfway point. So, moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you need to do. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I don't take you for granted. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three, now that spring break is over. But the fact that you are here, I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So, Anula's here all the way from Sweden, and so people from across the world, others right maybe 5 minutes from my house in Steveston. Thank you for being here. So this is what I'd love you to do. Subscribe, first and foremost, so you can get active in the chat section and you get my videos every single day. Like the video. There's 35 of you in here, which is awesome. Only 12 likes, so let's bump that up. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift memberships. You can become a member. You can upgrade your membership. And most importantly, like I said, get active in the chat section. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as well. I'm going to talk about the game real quick. Then I'm going to let you guys talk about the game, Canucks questions. And then what I'll talk about the game. Then I'll do my two announcements that are important. And then I'll turn it over to you, mostly Canucks and hockey related. And then if we have time, or if that's dying down, then we'll go to Ask Me Anything. But we will definitely start while we are, we'll definitely start with the Canucks stuff for sure. Now, a couple things real quick. Thanks to everyone who watched my video from earlier today. I was talking about Dakota Joshua on the top line. Maybe not the best experiment ever. And I did share really quickly that I played for a funeral prayers with, and then I attended a funeral of a young lady named Angelica, who is the sister of a bowling friend of ours, a bowling coach. And she passed away a couple weeks ago, took her own life, which is very sad, only 24 years old. And then I also mentioned that we've seen the footage, or we've heard of that horrible stabbing downtown in Vancouver. And I actually know the widow now, the wife. And I don't know her very well, but I know her. I've met her once before, and it's a senseless crime, as you guys are well aware of. So thanks to everyone who's reached out, and then certainly things that I'll be praying for when I go for my church hour tonight. And lastly, had a really good bowling night. I split against my opponent. I averaged 175 today, which is good, 174. But I won $170, and I won't get into. I'm not a gambling addict, don't worry. But we do these side pots and brackets things, and it was a good night from a financial standpoint today. But I'm not sure if it makes up for all the nights that I lose. So let's get to the Canucks game. My point is, it's Tuesday night, so I was at the bowling alley, but I didn't get to watch the entire game and study it. Like, I love to study the Canucks games when I can. But they did have it on, and I got to see. Actually, what am I talking about? I saw the first two periods at home. It was only the third period and the overtime that I got to see. And wow, what an eventful game, to say the least. So let's talk about this game. And I will share right now. And I'll go pretty quick, actually. But you guys know a lot of these things already. But entertaining game. I hate the Blues, though. I like it when the Canucks beat the Blues, but it wasn't meant to be tonight. Quinn Hughes starts the scoring. Really nice passing play. Drops to Miller. Miller across to Besser. Besser takes a shot. Then Hughes puts in the empty net with Phil DiGiuseppe kind of jumping over the puck. That was pretty cool. Then Toropchenko scores. He intercepts a bad breeze ball pass. I know the Canucks like that play where they bring JT Miller or Elias Pettersson up to the top and then by the point, and then it adds like another option. But Breezeball's pass was way too passive. Toropchenko comes in and blows it past Demko. By the way, didn't you know that St. Louis, they shoot really hard? A lot of their goals were really hard shots. Toropchenko's one. Then Justin Falk's goal was good. Hughes, Beauvillier, Garland, Dries, they all had trouble getting the puck out of their own end. Falk goes across, Buchnevich goes across to Falk, and he wires it past Demko. But then Kuzmenko scores on a power play, a tip-in from Miller, and then it's 2-2 after one. Very eventful first period. Second period, the Blues dominated. They scored 3 goals. Jacob Vrana scores, and this was the one. It was the third goal. What happened on this goal? That wasn't the power play goal. Oh, that was the one where Demko put it up the side. It went off of Besser, kind of put Besser in a tough spot, but Besser got to make a better play there. And then Falk, again, Assad gets it across to Vrana, and he whips it past Demko. Then Robert Thomas scores on a power play goal. They control the puck on the point. Falk brings Niels Oman over, but Breezeball does not rotate up, and Thomas has all day to put it past Demko. Now it's 4-2. And then Buchnevich scores. This goal was the one where Pettersson knew what the play was going to be, but he simply was a step behind. Captain gets the puck past Hughes to Buchnevich, and now it's 5-2. Brock Besser then scores on a power play, a nice tip, and it's 5-3 going into the third period. And then in the third period, Kuzmenko scores, and that one was, oh gosh, now I'm getting the Kuzmenko goal. Oh, that was the beautiful one where give and go with Petey. Kuzmenko gives it to Petey. Petey, a no-look. It wasn't a backhand pass, but a no-look pass. And then Binnington had no chance. Kuzmenko puts it in for his second of the night. And then Quinn Hughes scores with less than a minute left with the net empty. A nice shot from the point. Thought maybe it would have gone off someone, but no, it went straight in. And then great. It's 5-5. Well, it's great if you want the Canucks to win and get points. It's not great if you think, oh man, if they just didn't not score in the last minute. And then 28 seconds in. So I think Quinn Hughes started the overtime, but had to go to the bench. And then it became Miller, Besser, and Myers. And Miller had his guy, but Myers did a horrible play. He did not stay with his guy. He instead doubled up on the guy that Besser was checking, and that left Vrana wide open, putting it past Demko with not even 30 seconds gone. So 6-5, lots of goals, very entertaining. Canucks outshoot the Blues by 6. They outface off them. Great on the power play, 2 for 3. They did give up a power play goal, and they're only one shorthanded, the only time they're shorthanded, and they got out hit, which no big deal, and they got out blocked as well. But you look at the shots, the faceoffs, and the special teams, the Canucks seem to be the better team. Now, the Canucks in both games played in St. Louis. Extra Besser has 3 points. Hughes has 3 points. Miller has 2. Pettersson has 2, Kuzmenko has 2. So you're really looking at, I think, your 5 best skaters, and they're the ones who get points tonight. Besser again with 3, Miller with 2, Pettersson with 2, Kuzmenko with 2, Hughes with 3. Philip Hronek, his worst game of the 4 he's played, he was a -3 tonight. I think a couple of those were because he was with Breezeball, but not Hronek's fault, but still, it is still a -3. You look at shots, Garland had 5, DiGiuseppe had 5, and then 4 with Myers, 4 with Hughes. Hits, 4 for Kyle Burrows in that fight. And then blocks, I'm looking at the most one. No one had more than 2. So those are kind of the stats I wanted to look at really quickly as we go through. You look at the scores, the teams that are bad. Columbus lost. 2 bad teams. Flyers beat Montreal. Then you have the Red Wings, they won. The Blues beat us. Blackhawks lose. Well, Flames actually won tonight. Oilers, that's an interesting game too, right there. And the Sharks actually get a shutout over the Winnipeg Jets, who are falling. So now you look at the standings, and you go league, and you go from the bottom, and the Canucks are still, so they actually fell a spot. St. Louis has the exact same record, but I think they hold the tiebreaker somehow. Anyways, so Vancouver is now 9th from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then it looks like they're battling right now. Well, actually, if Philly wins, they'll be 2 behind. So they're battling in this pack with Detroit and St. Louis. And then finally, you look at the stats for the Vancouver Canucks. Petey with his 2 points, 95 points in 72 games. The Canucks have 8 games remaining. So you think that he's going to get 5 points in those 8 games. You have JT Miller. He's going to hit 80 points a year after getting 99, so that's pretty good. Quinn Hughes is a point per game player, continuing to add to his record as most points by Canucks defenseman. Kuzmenko is just about a point per game. And look at Brock Besser. With his 3 points, Besser has 52 points in 66 games. That is 0.79 points per game. You guys, guess what his career average was coming into the season? 0.79 points per game. So he might get up to 20 goals, but his, that's a bad plus minus, but his production is right along his career norm. So there are some things. In a couple minutes, I would love to get your feedback on the game because, like I said, I did not watch it. I only got to see it on a monitor at the bowling alley. And Zach, no, the Canucks will not make the playoffs, especially with this loss. Now the max they can max out at 90 points, and that's not going to be enough for sure. So we're 11 minutes in. Actually, I'm making pretty good time, actually. Let me do my my 2 announcements now, and then I will turn it over to all of you. No, let's do this. I'll do my mid-show sponsor read now, even though it's not the middle of the show. But you guys don't type anything in yet. Let me do my 2 announcements, and then I will let you. Well, I don't let you. You can type whenever you want, but I actually won't get to them for a minute or so. But before we do that, got to give some love to Carol. Hall of Fame member Carol Bovenlander doing her thing, doing what she does best, and that's gift membership. So 5 more memberships, 5 new franchise members, thanks to Carol. And that's going to be very important because I'm going to talk about that in a second. 5 new memberships, thanks to Carol, equivalent of a $25 donation. So welcome to membership Angus, Indigo, Kempner. There's the one I was waiting for, Kempner, because he's been around very consistently. Alpel, I'm not sure what that means. And Aoun, how do you say that? Aoun, A-U-N, Aoun. So thank you. Let's give some love to Carol in the chat. And that, I think that's actually 65 to 70 memberships that she's given in the past week and a half, which is simply amazing. So once again, thank you, Carol. Okay, let me do my Mitchell sponsor read. Then let me do my 2 announcements, and then I will start to read new questions from that point on. So if you have something that you really want to ask or something that you absolutely want me to try and read, hold on to it for a second. Shout out to my sponsors. My primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. To my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. You can sign up now for a free 21-day weight loss challenge. Use the link ptformweightloss.com/CanuckClay. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and get a free pair of socks valued at $15 to $20 with your next purchase at Vessi.com. Mid-show reminder for you to subscribe, for you to like the video. We only have 19 likes and there's 65 of you in here. So let's bump those likes up. Thank you. You can gift memberships like Carol has done. You can leave a donation. Technically, I guess the donation train is now out of the station with that wonderful gift from Carol, but you can certainly leave donations and you can obviously become a member and upgrade your membership as well. And then rate and review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Glad to see you, Shannon. Don't even know about this private practice tomorrow. That's pretty cool. Happy for you guys. Okay, I'm going to do 3 announcements first, I guess. Number 1, the first announcement is tomorrow. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, so yesterday was Canucks After Dark. Thank you to everyone who joined, Parker and me. Today is Tuesday, and that's why we're doing a stream right now. Tomorrow at 10 p.m., we're doing a members live stream. I'll post a link tomorrow on the community board. And then I'll do my regular stream at 11 for anyone who's a non-member. But most people, I'm just looking at the screen now, are members. So we'll see what kind of difference there is. So 10 o'clock for members, 11 o'clock for everyone. The members one will be kind of more Ask Me Anything-ish. and then the 11 o'clock one will be Canucks, more Canucks focus, if that makes sense. But yeah, let's look forward to those 2 streams tomorrow night. 10 o'clock for members, 11 o'clock for everyone. The second announcement is I got word today, so I can announce it formally now. There's a new 30 for 30 documentary series coming out, and we know that those are done by ESPN, and they're done really well, covering a bunch of really cool sports topics. And it was announced over the weekend that a new one's coming out called "I'm Just Here for the Riots," and it's a documentary done by Kat Jamie and Asia Youngman, and Kat Jamie is the one behind all the Grizzlies documentaries, the Finding the Grizzly Truth and Finding Big Country. So a really, really talented filmmaker from Vancouver. This Here for the Riots is her next foray into sports documentaries. And yes, it is indeed debuting later in April, at the end of April, at a Toronto film festival. Well, I can now share with you that I am indeed in that documentary. So this is something that I hinted at last season, and then I kind of hinted at it without confirming it last week when news of the documentary came out, and I said basically you can put 2 and 2 together, and most of you did. But I spoke to the director, Kat Jamie, today, and she said that yes, my interview did indeed make the cut. So will be in this documentary that's going to be played on ESPN and other places, and I share my experience of being at Game 7 back on June 15th, 2011, when the Canucks played the Boston Bruins. And we don't have to go into that right now. We know the end result, but pretty cool to say that I indeed am going to be inside of that documentary. And I hope I represent Canucks fans well. I hope I represent myself well, my family well, and in the way that I share my experiences from that very fateful night. No, I did not start the riot, but thank you for that, Adam. Last one, and whether you call it bad news or whatever, I'm announcing here that I'm actually postponing this Sunday's meetup. Now, I want to tell you guys first before I put it over Twitter tomorrow. Not that I get a lot of people from Twitter. I get most people from this channel. So originally I had my meetup scheduled for this Sunday, April 2, Vancouver against the Kings home game. And it was going to be at 5 o'clock at Monkey Nine Brewing. There's a few circumstances that have come up. Nothing bad. I'm healthy. Everyone in my family's fine. Nothing scandalous, nothing bad. But between what the pub is doing that day with a couple other big parties, I'm scheduled to do Game Over Vancouver. I already knew it was going to be a smaller crowd because it's a home game. And there are a couple other people that I knew were going to really try and make it from out of town and stuff like that. But once I got confirmation that those people couldn't make it, then basically 3 or 4 or 5 different factors all came together. And so I'm not going to say cancel, because cancel means we're not even doing it. I'm just going to push this into the summer, whether we watch a Stanley Cup game together, a finals game, or whether we get together at Monkey Nine. So for those of you that were planning to come this Sunday, I apologize. For those of you that actually made plans to come, or maybe booked a work shift off, which I know Justin Credible did, which I appreciate. I appreciate you, Justin. I reached out to Justin. I also reached out to Coach Rob and Shannon, because they were originally planning to come over from Victoria, but because of Shannon's sickness and Rob not being able to get the time off, it didn't sound like they were going to come over. So once I knew that Rob, Shannon, Justin in particular were okay with it, then that's when I decided that, okay, this feels right. So once again, no meetup this Sunday. I will spread the word on Twitter tomorrow. I'll just retweet my invite and say, due to circumstances, I will be postponing it. But nothing bad at all. No one's fighting. No one's sick. Everything's good between me and Monkey Nine. But they have a busy day that day. I think busier than they anticipated. And so one of the main reasons is it helps them. And I want to ensure that we got proper treatment and service as well. and I didn't want to take away from what they're doing. And then there are a couple other smaller factors. Okay, so we will not be getting together this Sunday, but we will find other ways to get together. Yeah, it's funny. There's WrestleMania 2. I mean, there's WrestleMania that night as well. That is not a primary reason, but it's a small factor. And Jason, I love it. Jason says is, what do you say? Where is it? What Clay is saying, he's going to the game. That's an option now for sure, but I'm not sure. I think these are the Upper Bowl tickets. I think I'm going to try and sell them first. Okay. So thank you for your understanding. No meetup this Sunday. Now, I will throw to you. It is 11:22. Let's go Canucks and hockey questions only. So I will address any Canucks and hockey questions starting now. Can you make a shout out to my brother, Mean Dean? Mean Dean, that sounds like a wrestler. So should I do a wrestling promo? No, Mean Dean, thank you. I'm not sure if you're watching this right now, but you got a cool brother who's asking me to do the shout out. So Mean Dean, thank you for your support if you're watching. And if not, start watching this channel. You will enjoy it. If I told you that McDonough didn't play tonight and Rathbone sent down AHL on the same day, which would surprise you less? I'm not surprised that Rathbone got sent down. He's fine, but they probably want him for AHL playoffs. What would it take for the Canucks to truly be a legit competitive playoff team? No need to apologize for Sunday. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you, Peter. I know you're talking about last Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday. Legit playoff team. Their stars got to be stars like they are, and they got to get good goaltending from Demko. They got to stay healthy, and they got to have good special teams. All those things. Good question, Peter. Let's give some love to Jason in the chat for his donation. Thank you, Jason. I could use some extra love tonight as well as prayers. I have torn some rib muscles and the pain is incredible. As bad as kidney stones. I'm very sorry to hear that, Jason. I am going to my prayer hour in 40 minutes at the church, and I'll definitely remember you as part of that time. Thank you for the donation. Let's give some love to Jason in the chat, and let's hope that his ribs get better, his rib muscles. Do I have a favorite hockey movie? No, I don't think I've watched, not even Slapshot. I don't think I've watched one to completion. AJ, I have not decided on the makeup date just yet. Welcome, IC. No problem. Glad you're here. April 30 at a Toronto Film Festival. So I don't know when it's going to go wider than that, LA Women's Hoops. But April 30 in Toronto. Is trading for Hronek a mistake? I certainly wouldn't say that. I've liked his play so far. Today was a bit of a step back, but I thought he's been good so far. And I don't think he wasn't great, but he wasn't brutal. A couple of his minuses were because of circumstances, i.e., who he was on the ice with. I don't think Breezeball had a good game at all. What's more likely to happen? Make the playoffs or us get Connor Bedard? Well, percentage-wise, the Connor Bedard is more likely to happen, even though that is very slim. By the way, there's a young man becoming a priest, ordained a Catholic priest later this year, and his name is Medard, Medard. So I'm emceeing his reception. I'm gonna make jokes about him being the most highly anticipated priest. He is indeed Medard, not Bedard. Are you scared the Canucks wasted amazing seasons by Pettersson, Kuzmenko, Hughes, and Miller by not getting playoffs? Can these players do this again next season? Ricky, great question. No, I'm not scared that they wasted these seasons because I truly think these are foundation seasons for even better seasons. It might not be exactly toppling those point totals, but I truly think that PD, Kuzmenko, Miller, Hughes, Demko, they're all going to be really good again next year. And if they have a more structure, a better start, better penalty kill, more health, I can't guarantee a playoff spot. I do think they can do it again next year. Vesna it could be Sorokin and Norris. I'm not sure if I completely agree, but I do think it will be Erik Karlsson. Carol says, you think that Miller has improved because of the new coach? Have you given any thought to the new captain? Yeah, I think Miller's been great. I think Tocchet's going to really lean on him, and it has been, and I think it will be Pettersson. How does it feel to be part of the ESPN documentary? Congratulations. I can't imagine how you felt watching the fans destroy the city like that. I think when the documentary comes out and when the Canucks are officially season's over, I think I will spend one stream just sharing my experience, because I could easily talk for half an hour on it. But yeah, it was pretty scary. I didn't know how bad it was at the time. And yeah, I'm honored to be part of that documentary. I don't know how much I'll be in it. They brought me down for 2 different shooting days, so we'll see what happens. But thank you, Peter. Thank you. Yeah, I think he'll get it. I think McDonough will get into more games. But I thought he was okay. I thought he was okay for sure. I have not seen Breakaway. Yes, Rosie, I did stay to watch the entire Bruins celebration. I did. And that's when my phone was going off, especially for my wife Gail saying, be careful, Clay, when you leave the arena. No problem. Hello, Romeo. Hope you're doing well. When it comes to hockey YouTubers, Canuck Clay and the Odd Man Rush. I haven't watched Odd Man Rush. I have to check that out for sure. Appreciate that. Zach, if things go well, I do think the Canucks can make the playoffs next season. I don't know, Gurpreet, actually the reach of the release just yet. I'm going to try and find out, though. Is Petey a generational player, a two-way player who's incredible both sides of the ice, great IQ, and also has a great shot? No, generational, I would say for McDavid, a Crosby, a Gretzky, a Lemieux. I would say that Petey is an elite player, but generation means only one of them or two of them come around every generation. And generation is generally about 20 years, right? So I would say he's an elite player for sure. Kuzmenko gets 82. That's perhaps he's almost a point per game right now. Will I follow the Kraken? No, not any more than I'd follow any other team. I'd be more interested in Colorado, Tampa, and Winnipeg, who are my other favorite teams, quite frankly. If I was on the Canucks and they allowed you to have your own goal song, it'd be Bust a Move by Young MC for sure. The true meaning of the word Canuck is Canadian. Then why not just name our team the Vancouver Canadians? Yeah, well, because you can't have a Canadians and a Canadians, so I'm fine with the Canucks. Right was stupid, I agree. Why would you decide to name Petey captain instead of JT, excluding points as a reason? My reasoning isn't because I don't like Miller. It's because I think Petey. I think Petey can handle the responsibility. I think Petey. They both have their strengths and their weaknesses. Miller does show a lot of leadership, but I'm not sure if he has the complete respect of everyone in that locker room. It's not anything I've heard, just kind of the way we've seen him develop, but I think it's a lot better than it was maybe earlier in the season. If we made the playoffs, how far do you see us going? Robert, not even going to answer this, not respectfully, because they're not going to make the playoffs. They can't this year. Were some fans chirping at you during the riot? No, not me. And I will say this. People were going down to cause trouble, win or lose. No matter what happened that game, they were going to cause trouble. How many more points do you think Miller needs for the rest of the season to make him more tradable? I think the fact that he's a point per game player, he's already tradable. I don't know if the Canucks are going to look to actively do it for sure. I don't think he needs any more points. And it's not like he needs another 16 points in the final 8 games to up his value. I think people know his value already. Odd Man Rush is based in England. Gotcha. I watched Game 7 outside CBC. Yeah, a lot of people did. How dangerous? It's pretty dangerous. It was pretty dangerous for sure. How much do you think playoff tickets will be if the Canucks make the playoffs next season? Yeah, they usually... A good gauge is about double what your regular season tickets are. Maybe not double. And they go up as the rounds go on. So the first round isn't double for sure. But then as you get to later rounds, I remember the third and fourth round obviously being very expensive. Yeah, Twisted Wrister is excellent. Thank you, Riley, for that compliment. Generational goalie. That's a great question. Will you say Vasilevsky's generational? I do think he's been the best goalie over the past 10 years, 15 years. But are you looking at like a Patrick Waugh or Dominic Hasek maybe, going back a little further? Crying after Game 7, troubles in the street, riot, yep. The Canucks song when they come on the ice is so bad. I can't remember what it is now, to be honest with you. Thank you for sharing your life stories. No problem. Amazing goof. Looking, hopefully that's good looking. A nice caring person. No problem, Tristan. No problem. If I was on the Canucks and they allowed me to have my own goal song, I'd definitely have Edge's theme. Do you consider Bedard a generational player coming? Indigo, I don't know until I see him. But the way they're talking more about him than they did about Hughes and McKinnon. But I think even if he's Hughes and McKinnon, that'll be great. But it might even be a disappointment for some. Huge reason the Vancouver Canucks the Canucks have to join the NHL because of the WHA days. Use the same building to start off too. I actually don't know about the whole naming story. Ticked off after the Cup final. If Horvat was extended instead of Miller, would fans still react negatively the same way with Miller? Yeah, I think they'd be kind of just waiting for Miller's time to end. But Miller, it's so hard to say. Would Miller be playing this well if Horvat was still here? Yep, Beauvillier has, ever since his mic'd up feature, he hasn't been that great. I did not know Ask has a YouTube channel. I better stick to hockey. What long-term extension do you think fits Pettersson after this season? I think you got to go give him 8 years and give him 11 to 12 million. And I do hope Quinn signs. I don't know, but I certainly hope Quinn signs too. Yes, I think there are people that went downtown that day that were going to cause trouble no matter what. Do you think they will riot again? I hope not. I hope not. Would Hughes be a Norris finalist? Yeah, I think not this year because finalist is top 3, right? Yeah, I still think Morrissey, Yossi, of course, Carlson. I'm not sure if Hughes cracks that. I got to get better sticky stickers for this. I don't think Hughes cracks that this year. Right, sucks. It happened on my birthday, June 15th. Oh, okay, that's good to know when your birthday is. Hasek or Waugh, that makes sense. Watched Game 7 at the Cellar on Granville with the amount of people on the streets and the eerie quiet. My friends knew something was about to erupt. Good. I'm glad you got out of there. Coin flip for David about Canucks playoff chances. Do you think the Giants, honestly, Zach, I don't know. I haven't been following the Giants at all this season. I don't know. Do you think the players' attitude about playing hockey that affects the players around each other or the work ethic? Do you think it's the players' attitude about playing hockey that affects the players? Not sure what you're asking, but I think it's both. It's work ethic and attitude. Tough to say. I think Brock would thrive on a team where he can be a secondary scorer. But I think he's actually doing okay right now. I really do. Going to LA, I told a police officer at the airport there from Vancouver, and he said, "Oh, you're the city with the riots over a game." Yeah, it's not the best rep for sure. I see Bedard being Patrick Kane and Cole Caulfield. Well, I don't think Caulfield is as good as Kane, but I see what you're saying. And we'll see. He could be as good as Matthews. Hit the like, says Jason. I agree. Working on Save On and sitting in the break room when the game ended and the riots happened. Felt like I was watching a movie. Giants play in Langley because I think it'd be too challenging to have the two teams in Rogers Arena when you throw in concerts and everything else as well. Embarrassed about Vancouver riots. Shannon, thank you for the reminder. I will email you. I have to leave right after this, but I'll email you tomorrow for sure. Gassy Jack Art did reach out. I just got to send you a message that has his email address, and then you and him can deal directly. Sorry for that delay. Yes, the riot was going to happen, win or lose. I agree. Okay, let's do this. Let's do 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything now. Sorry I didn't get to everything, but I want to balance this off with a bit of Ask Me Anything. So we're going to go 5 minutes max on this, and then at around 11:40, I do have to start wrapping up. So ask me anything, and we'll go from there. And Peter, when did you Yeah, but I got to get better on giving prizes right away. That Tim Hortons, remind me when that was from, Peter, and I'll check all of my records for sure. Favorite novel to read that's not a church-related one? Ooh, I don't think I've read a novel, like a fiction book, since high school. It's so bad to say. So I can't answer that, fangirl. If you could make a movie on your life, what would that movie look like? Oh, it'd be amazing. No, I think it would be The Life and Times of Clay Emo. I think it would have comedy, horror, drama, romance, thriller, excitement. I actually think I would focus on I'd either focus on my journey in the church, which still shapes a large part of my life, or my journey admittedly as a content creator and wannabe influencer. I'll go with Chicken Katsu, Angus. I use an iPhone 13, I think it is. Used to be not an iPhone guy, but I have been in the past decade or so. Yes, I'm doing my confidence pool once again. No, truly, if I got asked to sing, I don't think I would. I'm simply not a good enough singer. I would play, though. I would do a great rendition on the piano or organ. Tim Hortons, I'm going either a honey dip donut or not a raisin bran, a bran muffin and hot chocolate, no matter what, not coffee. If Gail and me were to compete in a mixed tag team match, who would be the opponents? Well, it depends if I want to win or lose. If I want to get a lot of eyeballs, we'll go against Seth and Becky. I have seen The Grizzly Truth, and the Steve Francis stuff was quite fascinating. Wow, everyone's now calling me out for not giving them prizes. I won a gift card on your 9,900 sub giveaway and saw your initial email, and I haven't received it yet. Okay, well, at least I emailed you. So you know what I got to do? Over this next weekend, maybe that's what I'll do instead of having my meetup. I'll go through all of my old giveaways and make sure that I'm up to date. Favorite raw fish, salmon. No problem, Peter. I will find out. I will go back and make sure that I go. I can tell because it's anytime that I did, anytime I downloaded a result spreadsheet, I'll know it was for a giveaway, and then I can match it up to my streams for sure. All I know is it comes out on April 30th, but it's at a film festival in Toronto. I don't know any air dates just yet. I won nothing and still haven't received anything. Okay, at least me and I see are square. Watch Breakaway. Okay, I will do that, Gurpreet. Thank you. With being a staple in Canucks news, insights, and commentaries, what has been your most proud moment? What's your favorite part of having such an audience and impact? Oh, good question. What has been my most proud moment? I will say this. The billboard was pretty cool experience because the Canucks picked me out of any fan and they trusted me to represent their brand on the billboard. So it's kind of show-offy, but I think the Pepsi billboard was actually a pretty proud moment, to be honest with you. When it comes to actual audience and impact, I think my 24-hour live stream was a lot of fun a year and a half ago. It just showed a different side of me. I don't think anyone had done that before in the hockey community. So I think that was a good way to just kind of stretch myself a little bit. Oh yeah, always sing in the stands. Riley, again, it's if you want to win or we want to have a good match. Let's fight against the Usos. Do I like Vietnamese food? I like certain things. I'm pretty plain Jane. I like spring rolls. I like pork on rice, and I do eat certain types of pho for sure. Now everyone's giving updates if they've won and if I'm up to date. So I will need to do an audit of all the prizes, and I'll probably be. And I do know this is how bad I am. Maybe there's one thing I do need to improve on. Sometimes I'm really fast, and other times I still have one Lunar New Year shirt I still got to get to someone as well. 12-hour live stream, maybe. No, I've not seen any of the Studio Ghibli movies. I don't even know what those are, actually, to be honest with you. I am 5'6", so I'm not that tall at all. Friends, I do have to wrap up now because this is the night where I can't be late. I have to get to my church in the next 20 minutes, so I got to shut all this down and get ready to go over there. So thank you for your questions. Moderators, thank you for doing a good job. It didn't sound like it was too crazy tonight. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, thanks for your support as always. Thanks to all Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Don't forget, members live stream tomorrow night at 10 p.m. and then my regular live stream at 11 p.m. So we're going to go double duty tomorrow night. The link for the members will be posted on my community tab by lunchtime tomorrow. Also, thanks to Carol for donating the memberships today. Thank you to Jason for the donation. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you. If you became a new subscriber tonight, if you were gifted that membership by Carol, if you left thoughtful comments in the chat section, I appreciate you as well. And I also thank you for understanding about this Sunday. And I will continue to spread that news throughout the rest of the week. So tomorrow night, 10 o'clock members, live stream, 11 o'clock, everyone else. And if you're a member, if you want to pull double duty, would be happy to see you tomorrow for sure. Okay, friends, thanks for your support. 6-5 loss by the Canucks. They're still 9th from the bottom, so they still have an outside chance of winning the draft lottery. Remember, as long as they stay 11th or worse, as soon as they get to 12th worse, then they can't even move up to number 1, and they're not even in the lottery. So they got to stay 11th or worse. Okay, friends, on your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership. Thank you to Advanced City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. And thanks to all of you for being here tonight. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And earlier today, well, no, it was on the weekend, actually. What am I talking about? I was bowling today. On the weekend, my lovely wife, Gail, asked me, Clay, why don't you treat me like you did when we first started dating? Good, honest question. So I said, good point. So I took her out for dinner, took her to a movie, and then I dropped her off at her parents' place. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.